Well, hello everyone, and welcome to FranTastic InSights, where we provide insights from the coolest people in franchising. My name is Vicktoria White-Healy, and I'm the Vice President of Franchise Expansion at FranServe and your host for today's podcast. FranServe is the largest franchise consulting organization in the world, and our mission is to help change people's lives through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchisors and franchise consultants who help their candidates explore the various franchise opportunities that are available. Today, I'm excited to have an outstanding franchise opportunity with us, the Alternative Board, which is a phenomenal concept. We have Phil Shwolert here, who is the franchise developer of the Alternative Board. Welcome to FranTastic InSights, Phil.
Great to be here. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
I'd love if you could share with our audience a little bit about the Alternative Board, what it does, what's your role with the company, and what traits make your brand unique.
All right, very good. I've actually been pondering this a bit after meeting with your organization last week. We just had a great time at the conference and met a lot of new faces there and had a good time and heard a bunch of great descriptions of a lot of emerging brands right out there in the franchise community. And some of them are using some of the unique traits to describe themselves that for TAB have been long time kind of stalwart descriptions of what we believe made us unique. But I came away with that, and I want to start here and then tell you a little bit about how we accomplish it. I came away from that experience and realized, there are a bunch of great characteristics of our franchise offering, like no employees, no brick and mortar building, no capital equipment investment, recurring revenue through a subscription model, all very important. But we share those with a number of other brands, especially some of the more emerging brands. But when we get down to it, there really is a characteristic of our franchise opportunity that truly is unique. And that is that the work that our franchise owners do, which is to go into the local business community, connect with business owners, and bring them together into small groups, facilitate those groups to give them insights, suggestions, experiences from their peers to help them be successful. That's unique. Our offering is a peer-to-peer business model. Our franchisees are working with their peers in the business community. Of course, our franchisees are business owners. They spend their days working directly one-on-one or in small groups with other business owners. So that's a dynamic that really is unique in the business community and also is pretty unique in the franchise community. So the Alternative Board, we've been at this for 32 years. We're in 24 countries. The model's quite well established, but there are a lot of great options out there. And so the key for your consultants as they're meeting with their candidates is to think about who are those candidates that really have in them a passion to support the local business community, to help the business owners of that community really drive more performance, profitability, and personal satisfaction from their business, and do it in a peer-to-peer way. So hopefully that addresses that question satisfactorily.
No, it certainly does. And that's very attractive to me. And I know it's very attractive to our emerging brands as well. That peer-to-peer and interaction is certainly important. What markets, I know you mentioned that you're international and you're in a lot of markets, but what markets are you looking to reach in your expansion plans? Are there any that are untapped?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say there are any that are untapped, because of TAB's model. We are in most major population centers, and we have different size territories, if you will. So we can do work in less populated areas. We have some fairly rural places. But as I looked at our territory map just before the call, I will call out a few, going coast to coast. The Los Angeles area, a lot of opportunity there. The Bay Area, a lot of opportunity. We have a presence out in California. We have a presence in Washington, working on the Portland area. So we've got a lot of opportunity on the West Coast, okay? And then coming across the country, places like Detroit, Chicago, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Phoenix down to the Southwest. Those major cities, we have a presence in all of those places, but a lot more opportunity to expand our footprint. And then over to the West, to the East Coast, Florida is quite active for us right now. Of course, you know, there's just a lot of opportunity in a lot of ways in Florida, but business in particular. We've placed several people in the last year in Florida, and we have a lot more opportunity there. So those would be some of the keys, but I would tell you, as you're meeting with your candidates, please don't hesitate to explore whether there might be an opportunity, because we do have quite a bit of expansion opportunity still.
Yeah, thanks for highlighting those territories, Phil. It's always good to know kind of where we should be concentrating our efforts. And so you've listed some really big metro areas there. So I would love that. You know, tell us, now that we've talked about what territory is available, talk to us about what qualities you look for in a franchise owner.
I'll tell you what we don't look for first, because sometimes it's misunderstood. People think about the work that we do. We're working with business owners, helping them drive performance in their local independently owned business. So often there's an assumption that, well, then the people we're looking for to be our franchisees have to be experts in all aspects of business. And that's not true. So in fact, we look for people who typically come from executive levels, most of them in some sort of transition, either by choice or by chance, we'll say, right? Or past business owners who don't want to open another, you know, maybe more substantial business, but want to continue to work in the business community. And consultants who have a specific area of expertise, but again, aren't experts across all aspects of business. Because from any of those categories, what we find is people, those kinds of individuals have had a lot of experience working with groups of people, teams of people, whether on a global scale, bringing people together to accomplish tasks, or on a local scale, whether it's in their own company or whatever. They have those kind of experiences of working with groups, and they've worked one-on-one with quite a few people. And those are the talents that we're really looking for in our franchisees. People that like to work one-on-one, have a skill set to be interpersonal, but also have a skill set to facilitate groups of people, sometimes some pretty energetic groups of people, okay? So facilitation skills are key. Of course, we train on our particular approach to coaching and to facilitation, but those are the skill sets we're looking for. Now, since everyone comes from somewhere, most everyone comes with some area of expertise, and we want them to leverage that into some consulting opportunities. That's part of our model, but we're not first consultants. First, we're coaches and facilitators, and we get the expertise to help our business owners from the group itself, okay? And then when we discover aspects of a particular business owner's needs that maybe need some consulting services, that creates opportunity for our franchise owners to then do some additional work in that way and monetize their area of expertise. So, you know, that's kind of the practical aspects of who we look for, but it's gotta be in here for them as well. All right, they've really got to be people who are serious about diving into their local community, being part of the local business community. They want to see lives change, businesses be more successful, and by doing that, diving into the community, they got to have a bit of an appetite for business development, I would call it. We're not looking for sales rock stars, hard closers. It's not how we do business, okay? We go into the community, we meet with local business owners, we build trust. That trust creates for us the opportunity to have a pretty serious conversation with them about where they are and where they'd like to go and why they're not getting there. And then we can introduce our solutions that we have here at TAB. So we got to be able to engage with people. But again, from those kinds of backgrounds, executive, high-level managers, business owners, consultants, most of them have had those kinds of conversations. So they bring that skill set, use our tool set, if you will, to sharpen up their skills to have those kinds of conversations. Okay.
I love that, Phil. I love every time I talk to you, I learn more and more about TAB. And, I'm so glad that you really honed in on the fact that you don't have to be an expert in everything. You just have to have an expertise and then leverage the expertise of the other folks in your group. And I think that's huge. And there's a lot of power in that. And it's certainly the type of environment that I like to learn in. And I know that a lot of other people do too. So I'm really happy that you shared that point. Let's go a little bit deeper and talk about one of FranServe's favorite hashtags on social media, and that's Franchise Strong. We're all very passionate about the concept of Franchise Strong, and to me, it embodies all that franchising is. It's a united group of caring, creative, and entrepreneurs that want to help people change their lives through franchise ownership. Very much what you just described, by the way, for TAB. Many people think about being their own boss, and franchising makes that a reality for them. And no matter the circumstances, the franchise community never really loses sight of that. So can you share what Franchise Strong means to you and to TAB?
Yeah, that hashtag, I have to tell you, it really does resonate with us at a few different levels. Okay. As a franchise organization and part of the franchise community, everything you just described makes sense. We all often use the phrase helping people be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. The franchise community is pretty effective at delivering that kind of lifestyle or business pursuit. At TAB, we actually use a similar version, but it's an old proverb. And we say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so that embodies that, again, that Franchise Strong, the community. And at TAB, we're a global community of franchise owners. We get together almost weekly with our business owners across the globe, provide a lot of touch points. We're a pretty high touch franchise organization. If you're not hearing from us, or if you haven't taken advantage of an opportunity to be part of our community, whether it's on your own peer board of other franchise owners or other things, you have to work to not be part of the TAB community. And last week at the conference, we saw that the camaraderie among brands, among your consultants with the brands, is a pretty comfortable place to be, even though we're all trying to carve out our place, in the marketplace. I really came away from the event last week with a sense that FranServe has their priority finding the right fit for individuals in their business. And if that's our focus, and that's absolutely TAB's focus, if we find our fit, if we find our candidates fit, then the ripple effect is we're building stronger organizations and stronger community at a lot of levels. So Franchise Strong resonates with us, at several levels in our organization. So I appreciate you bringing that out today.
No, and I love the response. Really it's about the right fit, isn't it? We do what's best for the candidate, and we present the brands that are the best fit for them. That's where we change lives, and that's what it's all about, and then those lives change other lives, and it just is a ripple effect throughout each and every community. So thanks for sharing that.
Exactly.
It's so easy to see how a smart and caring brand makes it all work for the franchise owner. You have such a rewarding role, and what you and your brand are both just, you really make a difference in people's lives, both for them and their families, and obviously their communities.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to be honest. I have a love-hate relationship with this work. Okay, because every day I get to work with amazing people, and I do some international work as well. So amazing people in a lot of different places. Amazing people have options, right? And I'm doing my best to show them the value proposition that TAB has, and we bring great people on board. But the hate part of it is they have options. But at the end of the day, I've got to be committed to helping them make the best decision for the next big step in their life. It's a huge deal. I was a franchise owner in a prior life, and so I've been there, and have worked with 50 different franchise owners in the field in several countries. So I bring to my conversations with my candidates, I think, a perspective to just help us make the best decision, and then we'll all sleep well at night. It's kind of how I look at it, right? So
I do the same. I do the same. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks again for the FranTastic Insights. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
I'm going to just share one thought with you. Err on the side of making the introduction. My experience is sometimes, and because you guys do a great job of the vetting process and helping your candidates decide on directions and giving them choices. But I would just tell you, err on the side of making the introductions. Okay, there's only a few top brands in the space that we're in, right? This coaching, consulting, advisory work, and if they're at all interested in this space, make the introduction, because the other side of it is, if you don't, they'll probably find us on their own. All right, we've been around a while, so we show up, and if they Google and we show up and they call me and the introduction didn't come from you, I'd hate for that to happen. So err on the side of making the introduction. It's either going to be one call or a lot of calls, and I'm happy to make one call and have a conversation, and then we can decide together if it makes sense to go further. Okay.
Well, I love that. And of course, we love Tab, and we love your energy, Phil. You always bring the energy to the conversation. It's obvious how passionate you are about this, and it's easy to see why your company is as big as it is, and how you change and fit into so many different lives and really make a difference in the community. So I want to thank you for your time today, and until next time. Thank you, Phil.
Absolutely. Good deal. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Take care.